Imagine when you go on a trip, you're involved in an accident, like you slip and bump onto a rock, or you suddenly feel a severe headache. You feel pain, but you don't know whether you should follow your previous schedule or to check your physical conditions for further treatment. Or imagine when you're in a poor country, you don't have enough money to afford healthcare and also don't have electricity outlets. You need to walk long distance to clinics just because you feel uncomfortable, or you may get worse when you misunderstand your physical conditions. Most of the negative effects in these examples are related to blood pressure. To solve these kind of problems, 简子浩
陈汉廷 introduce this product to you, capsule.
Since our product is related to blood pressure, let's begin with a brief introduction of it. Blood pressure, or BP in short, is a force created by our heart to keep the circulation working. BP is necessary to our body, since the friction from the vessel could easily stop the blood from running. We can categorize blood pressure into two, systolic and diastolic pressure. The former refers to the pressure when your heart pumps the blood out, while the latter is the pressure when your heart rests. So, is higher blood pressure better for our health? The answer is obvious, no. The force not only pushes your blood towards, it also creates pressure on your vessel, making your vessel stretch vertically. With high blood pressure, known as hypertension, could cause brain stroke, heart attack, and heart disease. On the other hand, lower blood pressure, or hypertension, can cause even more serious impact. For example, fading vision, fatigue, trouble concentrating. Extreme ones can lead to decrease of skin color and shallow breathing. What's more, physical damage, internal injury, and heavy bleeding can also cause hypotension. That's why our product can also be used during accident. It can instantly take a brief measure of your blood pressure, letting you know what your conditions are for now.
Generally speaking, there are three types of blood pressure monitor, or BPN, are present, which are called mercury sigmometer, dial sigmometer, and electronic sigmometer. Although these monitors had developed greater accuracy, their principles are still based on Korokov sound. This kind of sound appears when the blood pressure is between the systolic and diastolic pressure. The method is to tighten your arm to stop all the blood flow, then loosen the pressure. When you hear a bump sound, that is the start of Korokov sound. Keeping loosening the pressure until the sound all disappears. The start and the end of the sound refer to a systolic and diastolic pressure. The three monitors in the present also detect the happen and the end of the sound using different ways. All these blood pressure monitors are really awesome, but still have difficulties. First, blood pressure monitors are still too expensive. To have a blood pressure monitor, it may cost much to get a relatively high quality one. And also, the machine may need to be repaired and calibrated or it will no longer be precise. Get a high quality blood pressure monitor will definitely be a hard expense. Blood pressure monitor isn't convenient. To mercury and dial sigmometer, it is so big that it can be taken to travel. Even portable one won't be the must-take option. And to electronic sigmometer, which is often to say is really light, but in fact it can be easily broken down when you hurt it when you go traveling. Back to our product, capsule. Capsule has an egg-like shape and has two layers. For the upper layer, there are three buttons on the surface, and the layer beneath the square put in batteries. It needs two AAA batteries to drive capsule. And for the top layers, inside are two tapes. Two tapes both have a spring in the middle. The two springs allow tapes be taken back after finishing measuring. The tape near the cutting edge is terminal tape, and the other tape is a layer covered with oil. The two tapes stick together on the edge. When you pull the handle, the two tapes would both be dragged out at the same time. The other exists in a round and has a latch and a heater inside. Latch keeps the handle and tape to be stuck in. It will make a loop for the following step.
After we introduce capsule's appearance, now we're moving on to its principle and how do we use it. Actually, capsule stands for convenient, affordable, prompt, salvation, user-friendly, longevity, and also efficiency. How to use capsule is real simple. After you plug in the battery, all you have to do is to pull out the tape. Press the first button to unlock the latch. Next, you put the tape on the latch, making a loop. After you put your hand through the tape, press the second button. It will pull back the tape, letting it to tie on your arm. Lastly, press the third button. It will then start to measure your blood pressure. After the measurement is done, the heater will print a number of your blood pressure on the tape. Loosen the latch by pressing the first button again and tear down the paper you need. To reload the tape, you only have to open the second layer, pull out the remaining tape, and stick it onto the measure tape. Don't worry about difficulties. The two layers are only attached by magnets. Our product also comes with 4 different colors. There's no need to be worried if you lost it. They are all made in bright colors: red, orange, yellow, and blue, making it easier for you to find when you drop it, even in mountains or forest. After we know how to use it, now I'm going to tell you its principle and why it will work. Focusing on its function. The principle of how we measure blood pressure is by using the change of electricity. Because people have different muscle density, the first strings removes its difference. While it is adding pressure onto your arm in the second time, your arm creates resistance, forcing the tape to add more power just to remain its scale. The power it added will be transformed into a number of your blood pressure. However, there are friction between your arms and the tape. To solve this problem, the composition of the measure tape will be covered with an oil layer, reducing the friction as more as possible. But how do we print the numbers onto the paper? Actually, the paper tape we use isn't just normal paper. It is made with thermal paper, the same elements of bill and receipt. There is a dye made by naphthalene. It is transparent when it is under normal temperature. However, when it is close to high heat, it will change its color into black. That is how we print our numbers onto the paper, different from normal printer. By only adding heater, we can easily make our product much more smaller. Bisphenol A is also a material that makes thermal paper. There are people worrying about that bisphenol A may do harm to their body. Actually, there's no need to be worried. First, there's one layer between your arm and the thermal paper. Also, there's only small quantity of bisphenol A that will transfer onto your skin. Even your skin touches the thermal paper for up to 10 hours per day. The dose is 1 of 42 that your body can endure. In conclusions, although our principle of our blood pressure monitor is different with other in modern world, we are also measuring the coarse cough sound. Our advantage of a product, because a product is very convenient, backpackers or even adventurers can all take our products outdoors. When they need to check their physical conditions or they are in danger, all they have to do is to pull out our products and measure it. It doesn't require complicated operations. The thing you need to do is to push 3 buttons. Or even for the pores, the material we use are cheap. If people couldn't afford high accuracy blood pressure monitors, our products could give them a hand.
Why is capsule different from the other blood pressure monitor, and what does it feature? First, capsule is smaller and lighter than the same price level blood pressure monitor. It has the size of 10 cm in length, 6 cm in width, and the height is 4.1 cm. Only weighs 100 grams. It's easy to put in a backpack or pocket. It gives a better choice than choosing other massive ones. In addition to its small size and lightweight, it can record your blood pressure on the paper. So, for someone who seldom go to hospital or someone who wants to have a long-term follow-up about their physical condition, it's easy to remember their previous blood pressure, and doctors and coaches could do some adjustments regarding to your previous blood pressure. Second, capsule does not have an exquisite appearance and monitor like most of blood pressure monitor in the market. Neither does it have advanced machines or equipment. Getting rid of those make capsule to be at extremely low price. Third, capsule doesn't have delicate structure so that it wouldn't be easily broken when you put it inside the bags. Its service life is longer than other blood pressure monitors, so that we can not only save the money or time to repair it so often, but also don't frequently feel trouble when it breaks down because of accident damage. With all the introduction above, we expect our product to be used worthwhile in the future. Since our advantage is fast, light, and cheap, it can be used on variable customers. For those poor, its low price makes it affordable for every family. As we mentioned, all kinds of medical treatments require blood pressure measurements in advance. Of course, There are a lot of situations where normal blood pressure monitors are better than capsule. But in an emergency, instead of waiting for the medical service to arrive, our product can give the patient faster detection. That's why capsule will be a must-have product for all people in the future. No matter what status you are, we all stand in the same in front of health. No one should be ignored by health treatments.